It's like you've done the work to let this relationship go or get over the situations that have hurt you, only to find yourself worried about a repeat. But you're healed, right? So why are you still waiting for this painful past to happen again? Because your heart still remembers. We got some heart work ahead, but it takes heart work to heal. Enjoy this episode of Sit With Me when your heart remembers. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Soul Transforming Energy, and welcome to this session of S.T.E.A.M Intuitive Therapy with me, Amina Hextall Suma. I'm a certified master spiritual life coach, an intuitive guide, a neuro-linguistic practitioner, um, professional West African dancer and teacher, and overall light worker. I'm the light worker's light worker. So I'm here to help you manifest your best life and find the direction that will clearly lead you towards manifesting your highest purpose. Okay, so today we are talking about love PTSD. And what that is when your heart remembers past disappointments, past hurts, um, past heartache, and finds that certain fears have developed around wounds or specific wounds may still be triggered by new love, new relationships coming in, new connections that want to come in, new situations that you would love, but because of past issues or experiences, you're kind of hesitant out of buried underlying fears. Okay, these fears are toxic in that uh, usually, if not always, they're projected on um, the present situation or relationship, sometimes unconsciously. Sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it. Um, and yes, you may have done healing work. You may feel healed. You may feel like this situation no longer affects you in the same way that it used to. You may feel like you've released the person or the thing that was causing you heartache and disappointment and grief and pain. However, your heart still remembers. Your heart still remembers the pain from the experiences. And this uh, carrying of the pain extends all the way to your inner child. So I hope you did do the previous Sit With Me session, which will help you to start to soothe the inner child into realizing that you are not the same person you were before. The things that happened before will not repeat in the same way again. Certain experiences you've learned from now, they will never happen ever again. And now it's time for your heart to cleanse, to clear. This healing has to journey a little deeper when it comes to the heart. It's a little deeper than a mindset shift. Mindset shifting is where you are, I don't want to say training or programming, but sort of programming your mind to believe something that may or may not be available for your eyes to see. And that work is difficult in itself, but the heart, to shift the heart into alignment with the new cycle you want to step into, is a little bit more of a deeper work. It requires soothing, nurturing energy at the root of the scar. So it could begin to fade or become a symbol of your strength. And when I say the root, it's like you might feel like, oh, this specific person, I ran into this person recently. They want to, it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. They want to form a partnership, they want to work together, but your heart remembers working with other people that didn't go very well. And so you might kind of find excuses. When you have love PTSD, it doesn't always show up outright like you're just like, oh, I'm afraid to do that because of past experiences, so I won't. No, it shows up in the form of finding excuses for why you won't do it. So, say for example, you have this opportunity, like I said, a partnership, and you've worked with people, not this specific person, but others in the past didn't work out very well. Now you're afraid that this is gonna results gonna repeat with this person. But you've healed from the past, but your heart still remembers that pain. So what your heart will do is it'll make excuses for why you can't do it. All of a sudden, you'll never be able to get on a phone call with this person. You might make appointments to meet up. Always something happens where you can't meet up. You're just so busy, you can't ever seem to link up with this person. And what you don't realize is that it's your love PTSD holding you back. Your heart is saying, we put our heart into something with someone else before. We were hurt and disappointed, or whatever happened, betrayed, could even be betrayal. And we don't want to take that risk again, you know? And even if your mind consciously is saying, I'm ready, your heart remembers. And so your heart will work against your mind in this case. And this is why I want to offer you 5 healing tips for really starting the process, the heart work of heart healing. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, let's get into it. So, the first thing I want to say in regards that I think will assist is reflecting on the relationships or situations you put your heart into. Because leading back to that other story with the partnership, yeah, it stems from past experiences, but what's the root? What is the root? What is that experience that took you over the edge? That now it's like all your new experiences are being compared to that one. That's the root. Okay? And that's why I say reflecting on relationships or situations that you have put your heart into will help you to see where the disappointment occurred. Where did the heartache or heartbreak begin? If it's a romantic relationship and now you find yourself projecting in the new one, unconsciously projecting, don't even realize you're doing it till it's pointed out to you like, hey, this is a new situation. I'm not going to do to you what happened to you before. But your heart still remembers the heartache. Reflect on your past relationships. See which one is the one where you found yourself shutting down. The one where you said to yourself, I got to guard my heart. I have to protect my heart. I have to shut it down. I have to block love. And even though you may have healed and came back from that and felt like you opened up to letting love in again, your heart remembers, and like I said, will come up with excuses. Maybe you're never getting this person's calls. Maybe if you're looking for excuses, the moment they do something like, I haven't heard from this person in like a couple of days, they're up to something. You know, that's heart. That's heart love PTSD. Because in your past, you've had bad experiences. So reflecting on your past relationships can help you to say, okay, that's where that stems from. That's the root there. That's the root. And when you find the root is when you can begin the healing process. Now, number 2, I feel like you need to start to accept any of the feelings that rise to the surface. Um, in order to let them go. Face them and let them go. That's why I say accept. It's necessary for you to feel your feels. A lot of times when we're in the relationships, we're suppressing feelings in that moment. And now that you're out of it, yeah, you might have disconnected from this person. You might have done what you consider to be cord cutting. However, your heart, like I said, still remembers. And there's a need for you to validate the way your heart feels and felt at that time. When you can validate and say, yes, you felt this way, you went through this, it warranted you to feel that way, then you're able to process it and let it go. Number 3, look at who you are now and ask yourself, could this happen to me again? Would the me now who has done the healing work allow myself to repeat this same thing again, not see the signs, not follow the guidance? I don't think so. I think this time around you're much wiser. You're you're aware now that ignoring signs and synchronicities is not in your favor. As a light worker, that is your number one uh, key to getting clear on things, is signs and synchronicities showing you go that way, don't go that way, do that, don't do that. And when you're ignoring them, you end up in these situations repetitively. But I feel like at this point, you're at a place where it's like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm aware of the choices I make and the consequences that could come of them. And therefore, none of the stuff that happened to me in the past is going to happen to me now, because I'm not that person anymore. I've grown. When you can finally realize that you shifted yourself, who you are energetically, then you start to trust yourself to guide you towards different situations and relationships, and you don't question them so much. Questioning is when you don't trust you. You have to build the rapport with yourself that you trust yourself as well as your guides to make the choices that are best for you. What am I up to? Where's my list? Number 4, honor your journey now. Honor your journey to now, your strength and your love, what it took for you to get to where you are now and who you are now. And I don't want to make this like a brief thing, like it's not important. It's very important to honor who you've become, but to honor the journey there, to look and see how you got to where you are now, and give yourself some props. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself some kind of reward. Take yourself out. You've completed multiple cycles up to this point. You're going to complete this cycle and you're going to move into a new cycle that's going to bring in more experiences with love. What we're doing now is fine-tuning the heart center so that these experiences come in and they match and fully align with who you are now. So honor that journey, okay? Because it's what's going to reflect back to you all the work that you've done. That journey is going to be reflected in your experiences that are going to be coming in now. And the last tip, send love and light to your heart center. Just sit sometimes, maybe putting your hands here to the center in your heart chakra, closing your eyes. Even this is an easy heart chakra hand mudra. And just relax, sit up straight. Relax and sit up straight. But yeah, relax, but sit up straight. And send green light, radiant green light. And if it's hard for you to visualize green, send soft pink light to your heart center. And say, I understand. We went through all those things together, all those experiences. But you can trust that they will not happen again. Yes, we will have experiences with pain and heartache and disappointment, but in doing heart work, we're able to have less negative experiences. By doing heart work, we are able to quicken the healing process, by doing heart work, we will have more experiences that are in alignment with the love that we project, the love we put out, reflected back to us. Ashe, Amen, Amen, and so it is. And that's what I hope for everybody. I hope that you send love and light to your heart center. You don't beat yourself up and you don't spend too much time mourning and grieving what you've released. If you have sincerely healed from what you let go of, there should be no more grieving loss. At this point, what you're doing is working on assuring your heart that these things will not repeat again, that these situations are not going to happen again, that this intense level of pain that you have survived will not have to be experienced again. So today, we do work to heal any love PTSD. And I thank you again for joining me on this journey, as always. And I'll be back with a guided visualization, movement session, as well as your pick a card intuitive guidance part of this session today. Welcome to the heart healing session. Well, this entire session is for heart work, but this is your visually guided, what is wrong with me right now? This is your guided visualization. Maybe there's a need to be less serious and more playful as a part of this heart healing process. So I have one of my joy-inducing bowls here that connects to the heart chakra. It vibrates at a 528 hertz. And I want you to close your eyes and just follow the guidance of my voice. This is going to be brief but effective. Set the tone. So sit with your eyes closed. You can place your hands over your heart chakra. You can do the hand mudra I just showed you guys, or you can just sit with your palms open to receive, whichever is more comfortable for you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your mouth. And exhale through your mouth. Deep breath in through your mouth. And exhale. As you exhale, I want you to relax from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Relax. Take another deep breath in through your mouth. Filling up with light and love of your ancestral guides that are all here supporting you right now in this healing work. And exhale. Letting go of any worry, any fears, any stress. Let it all go down, 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 down out through the bottoms of your feet into Mama Earth to be alchemized into something beautiful. Take another deep breath in. You're covered, you're protected, and you're guided on your journey. Exhale. Place your focus on your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Breathing naturally in sync with the energy and the flow and the rhythm and heartbeat of the universe. And every time you inhale, you're sending pink and green, loving light of rainbows to your heart center. Every time you exhale, you are letting go of any toxic thoughts, memories, ideas that are stale or that were never true. as you breathe, allow whatever comes to the surface to come to the surface. If it is feelings of disappointment, if it's a specific situation or relationship, see it in your mind's eye. And as you see it, most importantly, feel it. Feel how you felt in this moment. Feel the disappointment, the anger, the sadness, the grief of loss. Allow your heart to feel what it feels. Because as it feels these feelings can run their course. These feelings can play out, and these feelings can be released. Through tears, through shouting, through dancing, through singing, through writing, they can be released, and the healing can begin. Yes, your heart may have healed from a specific individual, a specific situation, but it is in the feelings, the emotions that have not fully been faced, validated, and released. So you face them now. You're looking at them. Now you're feeling it. Validate how you feel. Let your heart know that what it feels is real and valid. It is okay to feel what you feel from this experience or experiences, and allow yourself to feel. We don't give ourselves enough time to just feel. Allow yourself to feel. If it's loss, if it's heartache, disappointment, feel it. That moment, that root that truly put your heart into a state of panic whenever it encounters anything similar. Feel how you felt in that moment, in that relationship, in that experience. How did you feel? How did your heart feel? Abandoned? Lost? Confused? And now, as you breathe new air into your body and you breathe out that which no longer serves a purpose in your body, now this new energy can come in and usher out the old, but not without acknowledging your strength and your love and your faith and your perseverance in spite of experiences that could have thrown you off your path. Your heart always stayed pure. Your heart was always willing to trust again. Your heart didn't become black and start to be hateful. Your heart began to heal and release that which was not needed in its energy anymore. Breathe love into your heart. Breathe gratitude into your heart. It is your heart that leads with the most perseverance, resilience, and strength. Without the heart, the mind would be lost. Your heart has served you well, and it's ready for new experiences. So now we will take 4 deep breaths in through our mouths and out together as we release these feelings, and however they come out, if you feel like you need to just shout it out. If you need to cry it out, do what you need to do. If you feel like laughing because you've passed this, allow your heart to express this release however it's guided to do so by the ancestors that I have called in to assist us with this process. Ancestors who are nurturers, who are soothers, who are mama and papa bear energies, who come to love on you, to soothe your heart wounds, to let you know that it's going to be okay. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release a feeling, an emotion. See it leaving your body. Maybe the words, maybe give it a color, as ashes, as smoke. Just let it out and breathe in. Feeling the light and love and the support of your ancestors and your guides. Breathing it into your heart and exhale. Letting go of another feeling that is holding your heart in a state of panic. Take a deep breath in, visualizing pinks and blues going into your heart center and lighting it up. And exhale, feeling this light as it comes out of your lungs and surrounds your body with a golden, pink, green aura of light, bright, healing, loving energy. And let's take one more deep breath in. And exhale. Feeling totally connected to your heart space. Feeling totally connected to the love and the light your ancestors are sending you at this very moment. And as you return to the space you're in, I want you to stretch out your arms, wrap them around your body, and we're going to breathe heart, love into our bodies. So take a deep breath in, loving on yourself, giving yourself that love, and exhale out the word yum. Yum. Inhale, filling up with light and love. Feel yourself literally glowing. Exhale, yum. Inhale, feeling your connection to your ancestral guides who only want you to experience love in this lifetime in all its forms. Exhale, I am worthy. I am worthy. Take one more deep breath in. We're going to exhale with exhale. Slowly open your eyes. Return to the space that we're in. And let me give myself some love. I didn't give myself no love during that process. I hope you all felt that. I hope you all gained something from that and released a lot during that process. I'm sending you so much healing energy. I hope you come back again and again and continue to do that process of release. And I'll be right back with the Fem Healing Movement session, which is open to masculine and feminine energies. It's just us locking in and balancing the divine feminine with our divine masculine energy. Hey everybody, welcome to the Pick a Pal portion of today's session. Just set everything up so you can see it well. We have 3 pals for you to choose from today, and we're just going to get really into alignment with this. I always do a little quick breathing before each session because I don't know, with timestamps, people could skip around. You might just be here for the reading, so I want to make sure that I do connect with the energy of those who are just doing that. And so, first, I'm going to light a little Palo Santo very quickly, and then we can do a little breathing, and you can choose your pal more efficiently. I think I'll do is I'll show you the pals first. I don't even know what the top card is. I have it flipped over so that we would all be seeing it revealed together. Heck, these things keep putting ashes on my table. I'm so particular about that. I don't like to see on an all-white table. Who wants to see something that's not white? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I ask that your guides come and be a part of this session. As always, usually I don't have to ask, they come immediately when I open up my channels for receiving messages. But, in this case, there may be, I feel like, a lot of new people watching today, and I ask that their guides introduce themselves to my energy and my guides and get the most accurate message possible out there for you all that will help you. So let's take 4 deep breaths, 1 in and out, 1 in, 1 into the mouth and 1 out through the mouth. And inhale. Exhale. I said I was going to do this after, but Spirit said no, get grounded now. Breathe in. Exhale. Looking at these crystals, seeing which one is calling to you. Breathe in. And exhale, letting go of any doubt, knowing that your heart is going to guide you to the path that has the answers you need to hear today. Take 1 more deep breath in, connecting to your heart chakra. And breathe out. Alrighty. Now, I'm anxious because I don't know what these cards are. So let's take a look at our piles. Pile number 1 is represented by this pink quartz crystal, big chunk of raw pink quartz. And celestial, soul-lestial awakening. Soul-lestial awakening. Pile 2, you have this blue lace agate heart. And wild Persephone. Okay. And pile 3, you have this pink opal Buddha sitting on its lotus. And Creatrix Awakened. All right. So if you need to do some more deep breathing, do so. If you need to pause the video in order to make a choice, do so now. But I will be right back with pile one. Okay, pile one. You're probably wondering why your cards are already laid out. Well, what happened was I started your reading and then realized I was not recording the video. So I'm a little pissed off about that. What I feel like with you guys, before I even get into interpreting the cards again for you, but just from that experience, it feels like, what's the word I'm looking for? This feels like a frustrating experience, whatever this open wound still is. Because the first question I asked was, what could still be an open heart wound for pile one? And these are the cards. However, as I finished, then I realized, yo, that none of that recorded. I have to do that again. It's almost like you keep dealing with this situation, this wound, but it's not computing either in on your end or the other end. And because of that, it's repeating a lot. Like you keep going through this situation again and again, and it's frustrating. And I think now I see why you have love PTSD, because it feels like frustrations around trying to free yourself from something or someone that doesn't want you to be completely free, that kind of wants you to have to repeat with them. It's almost like someone or something is trying to keep you stuck in a cycle. So with that said, you were drawn to Soul Celestial Awakening, which is actually read in the next question, and this pink quartz. Now, the pink quartz, what I saw with you guys was that there were many, many, many situations. It feels like relationships where you had to do self-healing in order to be able to open to love again. But for you, I don't see a specific scar. I see scars. Like you've been scarred many, many, many times. And I think that through all of those situations, you've kind of developed little fears here and there that you might not realize you project. So you got first the Four of Pentacles, all right, which lets me know this has something to do with building prosperity, building an ability to have stability. But it's like it's falling down or it's being built, and it just gives me a feeling of maybe you were building something with someone business wise or romantically, and in the midst of it you wanted out for whatever reason. That's your personal reasons, but for a while you felt stuck in the situation with this Eight of Swords. However, it's reversed, letting me know that at some point you realize you're not stuck in this. You don't have to be in this energy of constantly trying to find ways to be prosperous, to be financially stable. It's like constantly feeling like money was an issue. Maybe that was the underlying issue for whatever caused you to want to get away from this person. But this does feel like it's a relationship or relationships, but this wound here is a specific relationship, one that it took a lot of strength and courage to walk away from, because it feels like this person wanted to keep you. They want to hold on to you. They didn't want you to walk away. And with the Chariot here reversed, the reason why this wound is feeling like it's still open is because for whatever reason you feel like you can't get away from it. This person has some kind of hold where they're not letting you move forward, it feels like. And though you're getting new offers, they're all starting to look like the offer you got from this person. This is Page of Cups, like an immature offer. You're always worried like this person is not matured enough. This person hasn't evolved enough. This person doesn't really understand what they're getting themselves into with dealing with me or whatever the case may be. And the wound is that you'll get into something that's going to trap you again into a cycle of struggle is what I'm hearing. And that's what you're trying to get away from, this wound that reminds you of struggle and feeling stuck and stagnant. Okay. So now we can move on to the next question. Okay. So the next. All right, sorry, I was trying to make sure my mic was connected because the light was flashing. All right, so the next question I asked was, who have you become since dealing with this situation? Because knowing who you've grown into, what you've evolved into, can help you to realize you can heal this wound. And you already have celestial awakening, self-love and connection. So it does feel like you become somebody who has awakened to your connection to the spirit realm, number one, and activated a lot of ancient wisdom and gifts you've had, or that you have within your DNA. I think you have also started learning how to love on you more and not allow yourself to be put to the wayside while you care for others. But I'm also going to look in the book for these cards because they're still new. I'm just giving you my channeled interpretation. And you have Witch. I saw this card before. Harmony, invocation, and anticipation. So I do feel since this incident, you become very powerful. I'm hearing you're not the same person that was given this scar initially. You've really tapped into your inner magic and your gifts. And I'm going to read you from the card that you chosen from the book. But I really do feel you're a psychic, this group. You may have shaman gifts. You are able to do candle magic. There's just something about you tapping into your inner magic that you've awakened. And you're not the same person at all. Some of ones, it says you're being asked to awaken to the source of your soul's ancient origin. And being that I'm asking, who have you become since this situation? It's letting me know that this is what you've done. You've awakened to the source of your soul's ancient origin and embraced your soul's ancient wisdom, like I said, that's been passed down through generations. This is letting you know that you've awakened to your inner wisdom, purpose, and the path to a liberated, love-filled life. All you have to do, or all you have done, is reconnected with self-love, freed yourself from fear, and now it's time for you to share it with the world in whatever way you're meant to share it with the world. Um, yeah, you are being asked to choose you as it is the deepest love you can offer to yourself and others. And I feel that that is what you've been doing now, or at least that's where you're headed now, into loving you, um, and fully awakening your connection to source, awakening that ancient wisdom. I feel like really studying and trying to learn more about activating these gifts. That's where you've been. Um, that's where you've evolved into. So, what worries reopen this heart's wound? Why does it? Is there only one card? And it says in the book I put 3. Apparently, it did not. Okay. So we have third eye chakra. What worries reopen your heart's wound? Third eye chakra. It's just letting me know that the worries that reopen the wound are the ones that are not coming from source. When you're ignoring your intuition, when you're ignoring your guidance, that's when you start to worry. When you're following how you're guided, you feel assured, you feel safe, you feel covered. It's when you're like doubting and second guessing yourself that the fears start to arise. All right. So let's see, what does your heart need now? And you have confidence. Wow, the element of fire. Take up space, love yourself more with self love. Be you, you are worthy, which is something we literally stated during the visualization. So I hope you did do the visualization. But yeah, what you need now is confidence to allow yourself to shine, to allow your energy to take up space. It's time for you to love on yourself and be who you truly are. It feels like maybe some aspect of this heart wound caused you to lose confidence, caused you to doubt that who you were or who you are is authentic and worthy of being seen. And this is what your heart needs for you to validate that you are worthy, that you are loved, and that you do deserve to be seen. All right. And lastly, what blessing is coming in for doing this self work today? We have card of curiosity, which is the Knight of Wands. You have in control. This is the Devil card, I believe. I'm going to double check that though for you guys. We have blending with temperance. And endings with the Ten of Swords. This is the Strength card. It's the number 8. So you have this twice. Strength card twice. What blessing is coming in for you doing this work today? It really feels like you are going to be able to free yourself from a cycle. It either maybe you felt like you couldn't get away from a certain somebody. Like I said, this feels like a group that's connected to the person that's causing the heart wound by marriage, ex-marriage, roommate, partnership in business. Maybe you have children together. Maybe you bought a house together. There's something with that makes you feel stuck to this person. But there is someone else new that is either with you now or coming in that's going to pique or has piqued your curiosity. And they're saying, be open to this person, have courage, because your reward for your strength and courage is this love that's coming in. It's going to bring harmony and balance and peace to your life. And it's also going to be what finally cuts off whatever's keeping you connected to this other situation, this wound. I'm also hearing blessings coming in is you being able to get rid of addictive behavior. This pal's giving me you may smoke too much, drink too much, eat the wrong things, hang out with toxic people. It's just like your blessing coming in is that you're going to find a way to find pleasure and happiness and joy in your life and balance it with your career and your family or whatever else is important without involving any outside substances, or abusing any substances, all right, or using anything for coping. You'll be free from a coping mechanism. You're going to actually have the courage to move into a new relationship, and this person is going to officially leave your life. Whoever this is that had you feeling stuck, who had you just feeling like they had a control over your life, here, like they're still holding on to your energy, here, that's no more. You stood your ground, and your blessing coming in is a new relationship that brings harmony and peace and blessings into your life, as well as freedom from addictive behavior and freedom from the heartache and pain of this person that constantly tugs at your energy. And that's what I got for you, my pal ones. I hope this resonated. This entire session today helped you in some way heal a little bit of that love PTSD. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please remember to subscribe and join this family of light. We're always welcoming in new light workers. And everybody read the description. It tells you about all the other ways we could connect and vibe, book a personal reading, join a workshop, as well as join me on Bonessa Journey to Guinea, West Africa into the new year. Look forward to meeting all of you on that retreat. Sending you so much light and love on this journey. Peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be back with Pal 2. Bye. Hey, Pal 2, welcome to your session. You were drawn to Wild Persephone, which is read in response to another question in this session. And you were also drawn to this blue lace agate heart. And for you guys, this pile, I feel like your heart wound is one specific one that eats away at you. One that it could be the loss It could have been the physical loss of somebody that you still hold on to. I feel like the loss of a parent, parents, grandparent, parental figures, a relationship or a marriage. This feels like a divorce. Whatever it is, it's one specific, very traumatizing event that took away your peace of mind. Blue agate brings calm and peaceful energies. But with this here, I feel like this pain caused a ripple effect. It just caused you to, like, the wound just feels like it just stayed open, and it just caused you to, it affected your calm, your peace of mind when it comes to matters of the heart. Yeah, it does feel like you tried to do some healing, but there's still like this big scar, just one big scar. So I do feel like this session is meant to bring you some peace of mind when it comes to love. It feels like intimate relationships. If you don't feel like you need to heal a wound in regard to an intimate relationship, romantic relationship, then this is not your pal. Choose again. Okay? So first, what could still be an open wound for you? Let's look right now. So my pal twos, you have the King of Wands reverse, which lets me know, or right off jump, has something to do with passion and love. You have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Sheesh, the Two of Swords reversed. The Hierophant. And the Death card reversed. Okay, so the wound that's still open for you does have to do with an ex-mate. It could be somebody that you thought you were building financial security with, someone you thought you were going to be with for the long haul. Could be someone that was very close to the family, but it does feel like you felt like this person was going to be your mate for life. However, that was not the case. A choice had to be made. For some of you, you made a difficult choice and divorced somebody. But the changes that this divorce, this split brought, maybe y'all have children, maybe you have money, maybe you have items, things, material stuff that you guys are going to tussle over. But it just feels like making a choice that you just felt you had to make for your spiritual well-being, for you to spiritually grow. And maybe some of you were even guided to make this choice through an intuit, through a spiritual or religious leader. But there's an aspect of this breakup or this choice you made to go your way that is not completely dead. It's like it's trying to be reborn anew. I do feel like you're doing spiritual work. That's why you're here now. But there is fear around choices. You have developed, this wound has helped you to kind of have a fear of making choices that will bring huge changes into your life, because you have seen how making these changes has left you with less money financially, maybe struggling to find another partner. And so there's a little reluctancy with you, in you, with transformation, with trusting, spirit, trusting God, trusting that allowing something to die will give birth to something new. So it kind of keeps you in this limbo of you're moving into the new, but you're dragging the past with you in a way. Okay? Just know the choice you had to make was necessary for your spiritual well-being. This person was either had somebody else behind your back. Yeah, it feels like infidelity. This might have been a cheater. So just know you made the right choice. And now we're going to see who you've become since this situation. How have you grown? So we have Wild Persephone here as one of the descriptions. You've become this energy here: exquisiteness, sensuality, and uninhibited. Perhaps you become more free with expressing who you are, what you want, and going after what you want. You're not hiding your beauty or your sensuality. You're not suppressing who you are anymore. And you also have Warrior Queen Lagartha, sorry. Self-leadership, fearlessness, and conviction. And both of these have the same energy of this wild warrior feminine energy. Whether you're a masculine or feminine, your divine feminine is what has really evolved through dealing with whatever this situation or these past wounds are. They've actually pushed you into a energy of being fearless and not being afraid to go after with conviction whatever it is you want. And I'm going to read you Wild Persephone because I've been reading one of the cards from the book for each just to get another perspective shift. It opened to Warrior Queen Lagartha instead. And I don't want to read that one because I actually think I channeled that message pretty well. You know, yeah, it's all about your self-leadership. So you stop. Maybe you were in a relationship that felt kind of controlling at one point, and now you stepped into this position where you're not going to be controlled anymore. You're going to be fearless, and you're going to be making your own decisions without worry of judgment. So it says, while Persephone beckons you to delve into her hidden story, a reimagining of the classic myth where she transcends the role of a passive maiden. She embodies the matriarchal perspective, reclaiming her wildness, innocence, and raw sensuality, which is what I feel you reclaimed since dealing with that issue. She confronts her shadow embodied by malevolent symbolism and integrates it into her being, choosing to become both the light-hearted maiden and commanding queen of the underworld. And that's what I feel. You have stepped into an energy where you challenge conventional narratives and you no longer accept societal archetypes. You're like really embracing your full spectrum of emotions and experiences at this time. And while Persephone is about integrating the light and the shadow, the acknowledgement of both erotic purity and audacious intensity within oneself. And realizing that it's normal to feel rage, grief, and passion alongside tenderness, pleasure, and elation. You don't have to choose between being a good girl or a rebel. You can embody all facets of your being without apology. And this card is reminding you that you are multifaceted and complex and worthy of embracing every intricate part of yourself. Embrace your wildness, dance with your shadows, and revel in your sovereignty. And I believe that that's what you've evolved into. Someone who is reclaiming the playful energy within and retelling their story. And I really encourage that. I love this energy. You've become more empowered. However, this wound still exists, and what it does is it causes you not to fully transform, to fully step into this energy, because there's some aspect of you that wonders, like, did I make the right choice? Did I do the right thing? And will I ever find love again? And things like that. Now, apparently I didn't listen to my book. In my book, it says 3 cards for this next question, but I did 1 for every pile, so it's all good. And it says, what worries reopen your heart's wound? Confront. The worries that reopen your heart's wound is when you feel like you are never going to get past this. It's like feeling like you're constantly forced to confront your past. It's constantly feeling like, okay, I'm moving forward, and then something from this past pulls you back. It could be a court hearing. Maybe y'all have a child together. You have to do court stuff. It could be finalizing a divorce. It could be finalizing, separating things. Whatever the case may be, there's something that lingers from this past that constantly causes you to have to look back and have a need to confront it. And when this happens, it reopens the wounds and it makes you feel as if this is going to be forever. You're never going to fully transform out of this situation. Okay. But they're letting me know about who you're evolving into. That's not going to be the case. This is going to finally have its final confrontation. Like I keep hearing, like final stand of confronting this person or this issue, and then it's going to have its opportunity to transform. So, what does your heart need right now? Oh, compassion for self and others. Soften the heart, be gentle, see the good. Perhaps your experiences has caused you not to be able to see the good in others, to not be able to see where somebody may be trying to offer you a better experience in a relationship. And this is the element of water, which lets me know you need some cleansing. You need some softness. You need compassion. Your heart needs for you to soften up, to not beat yourself up so much, not to uh, apologize for the other person's experiences without acknowledging your own. There's a need for you to see the good in yourself and not see you having to make hard choices to improve your life as you being a bad person. Um, your heart just needs you to have compassion for the experiences it's been through and understanding. That's what it's looking for. So you can do that through heart chakra visualization and exercises where you're sending that love and compassion to your heart like we did today. And lastly, what blessing is coming in for doing this self-work that you've done today? You have confidence coming in, which is actually the Knight of Wands. I thought I had the Knight of Wands in the other pile. Let me take a look real quick. Hold on. Because that might have been the page. Now I'm not going to find it again. It surely was. But they're not that different, so it's all good. Either way, Knight of Wands is here as your reward, as a blessing coming in. We have letting go, which is the Eight of Cups. Reminds me of this here. You have the Five of Cups with loss. And the Nine of Swords with insomnia. A blessing coming in for you right now is you finally being able to let go of somebody who is toxic. There's this Knight of Wands. Very attractive person you might be into. Could be a woman or a man, doesn't matter. They have a lot of admirers. They have a lot of people crushing on them. And they know it. And they're very arrogant. I'm getting an arrogant energy to them. But they're very confident as well. I feel like a blessing coming in for you is you're going to walk away or let go of this person. They brought you disappointment anyway. They brought you disappointment. They've stressed you to hell out and made it so that you were up thinking about them rather than getting rest. Maybe even made you physically ill at some point. Yeah. The blessing for you is you're going to let this person go. And this doesn't feel like the person from the wound, but it could be for some of you. For others of you, this feels like someone new you let come in to replace, to fill in this wound. But in doing so, all they did was bring you back into this cycle again of you dealing with someone who wants to control you, lead you, doesn't want you to express your sensuality, doesn't want you to step into your fearlessness, wants you to have this energy, like bow down and praising them. And it's time for you to let that go. It feels like this power here, you attract a lot of arrogant people, people who need their egos stroked. And it's time for you to do that for yourself. And I do feel there's someone that wants to come in, but they're not going to be able to come in. And I feel like there's someone that's very spiritual. They're going to be connected to you on a spiritual level. Maybe they're religious. It might not be your same religion, but it does feel like someone who's very connected to spirit. That's how you'll know you've moved into a different relationship energy. Because you deal with a lot of wands, a lot of people who are very ambitious, arrogant, about their passion, what they're passionate about. And passions come and go. They fade sometimes. So it's time for you to finally get the love you deserve and confront these inner issues that keep you feeling like you're guilty if you make choices that improve your life. That's what I'm feeling for this pal. Instead of having compassion for yourself and your journey, which is what is called for at this time. That's what I got for you. Your blessing is going to be finally being free of somebody who keeps you in a state of not knowing. And when that person goes, your spiritually grown up minded love will come in. All right, my pal twos, if this resonated, if this entire session helped you in any way heart heal, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. We're always welcoming new light workers into the family. And read the description, make comments, share. All of these things help me connect to your energy, as well as you can find ways where you can vibe with me on other platforms, book personal readings, join workshops, and travel with me on Bognessa Journey to Guinea, West Africa into the new year, where I hope to meet all of you guys and we could do some work in healing in person. Sending you so much light and love on this journey. Peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. And I'll be back with Pal 3. Bye. Hey, Pal 3, welcome to your session. You were drawn to Creatrix Awakened, which I read last. Well, not last, with a different question. As well as this pink opal Buddha on a lotus. Now, what I find interesting is that he's sitting on this lotus, and inside this eggshell looks like a lotus coming into formation. So I thought that was really synchronized. And what I feel for this pal is that your heart wounds, you've really dealt with a lot of them. You've done a lot of inner work, a lot of meditation, a lot of visualization, a lot of work on healing the heart so that you could, I feel like this is a pal that works with people in service to humanity. Maybe you guide spiritually or you guide creatively in some way. But there's some kind of service to the world that you're meant to be doing. If you're not doing it, that's maybe a message you needed to hear. But even if it's just raising immaculate children or working with them, there's some service you're meant to do in the world that is connected to you in a spiritual way. Something you might have done in past lifetimes. And this wasn't supposed to go there. This is not that kind of reading, but that's what you needed to hear right now. Yeah, I'm just getting, you're right now at a point in your life where Spirit is trying to direct you towards your life purpose. So if this wound is in the way, I want to help you get it healed ASAP. So let's see first, what could still be an open heart wound for my pal 3s? You have the 9 of Cups reversed. The Hanged Person or Hanged Man. You have the Queen of Wands reversed. The 10 of Cups. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y'all got 6. All the other piles had 5. Y'all have 6. Okay. You have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And the 3 of Cups reversed. This pile here, I feel like a lot of your heart wounds come from a community more so than a romantic relationship. But that could also be a possibility. With the Nine of Cups reverse, it's like letting me know something you thought was your wish fulfillment, your end all be all, turned out not to be. And it almost feels like you received something only to see it destroyed, or you were a part of something only to see it treated like it wasn't amazing or great. I feel like you were surrounded by people who wore masks, who made you feel special, but really just wanted to sip from your cups, wanted to take what you had. So this feels like a wound that deals with either a family or a community of people where you felt stuck. You felt like you were stuck, like you weren't able to move forward. And it took you a moment. You had to pause for a minute, and you might have felt like, oh my God, I'm so stagnant. I'm not moving anywhere within this energy. But it's because you needed to find a way out of this situation in a new way, like a new perspective. But what it seems like happened during that time is you started to doubt your worth and your gifts and your talent and your creativity. And I feel like this is what this community or family or whatever did to you. Made you feel like you weren't worthy, you weren't good enough, caused you to dim your light, to discard some of your ambitions and goals, feeling like maybe you just weren't good enough for them. Now, you have the Ten of Cups here, which lets me know you've healed something when it comes to love. It does feel like you have found some kind of relationship, even if it's a relationship with friends, with pets, or with a new community of people where you feel emotionally fulfilled, you feel like you're abundant here, you feel good. But there's still some kind of connection to this past, this wound. With the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the Three of Cups reverse, it lets me know there's something karmic about these people, that you're connected to them. And there has to be a healing. Maybe these were a group of people who were false friends. I hope my stomach growling isn't picking up on the mic because it's growling really loud. I need to eat. Anyway, um, so with the Wheel of Fortune reverse, it lets me know this is a karmic situation. This is a wound that might have carried over from past lifetimes where maybe you weren't accepted in a certain social group or community. And in this lifetime, you're meant to learn how to rise above that, to still stand in your purpose, still shine your light, still be you. You've managed to find love to in whatever form that means to you. But this energy from these false friends, these friends in disguise, these lovers in disguise or whatever, still lingers. And there's something you need to do to close that chapter. To know that now, as you're moving into this new energy, you are going to experience sincere love. You are going to be seen in the right light. You have shifted your perspective, and you realize now that you know this is not where you belong, or this is not the truth of who you are. And so now what you need to do is figure out how you can heal the wound or shed this karma. And it may mean you have something, you may have to return to this community or these people or this person in order to heal it. Maybe there needs to be some kind of closure, words said, and experience that shifts your mindset around it. But that's what I'm hearing. So let's move on. Who have you become since this situation that made you feel less than worthy to be amongst a group of people? And it says, I choose conscious creation. You seem to have delved into your creativity, into your bag of ideas. You choose is the key words here. I choose. And you evolved into someone who's not letting other people dictate your path or who you are. You have stepped into consciously creating the life you want and who you truly are from at the core. And this is being awakened because this is something I feel like in this hanged man energy you had to come to this consciousness, this realization that you are a queen of wands. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have the ability to go after your goals and manifest things. You are gifted, talented, creative, attractive, very much so. When you have a wands energy, you attract in people, but you're also very passionate about the things that you want to create. And I feel like that awakened in you now, this desire to create the life and experiences and energy that you want to experience. And you also have the beauty way. This card has come up in another session I did. Compassionate self-awareness. You've really become aware of who you are and what you need in order to thrive. I do feel you've given yourself more attention to your appearance. And I do feel that it's been noticed. You may find people are looking at you now because they love the way you look, your style, your ability to transform and just change and rise above things and be able to see the bigger picture is how you're able to have compassion for yourself as well as others. I really feel like you're getting an upgrade when it comes to your looks. I feel like your animal spirit guides are really, 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 really stepping to the forefront in giving you courage and foresight. But you've really become someone who has decided you're not going to let experiences and people dictate your direction. You're going to go within and be still. You're going to become self-aware of what it is you want, and you're going to consciously choose to create the experiences you want. That's who you've evolved into from this experience where you felt like you didn't have a choice. You're going with the flow, going with the crowd, going with public opinion. Now you're doing things your way, is what I'm hearing. And if you haven't yet, that's where you're going. Now, what does your heart need now? No, I'm sorry. What worries reopen your heart's wound? And this, I keep telling every pile. In my book, it says 3 cards, but Spirit said 1. And it's been answering the questions right on point. What worries reopen your heart's wounds? Rest and reconsider. The worries that reopen your heart's wounds is when you reconsider returning to this energy. When you start to reconsider how far you've come. You see this person's climbed this mountain and then they stop to rest and they start to reconsider if they should continue to climb. Is it going to be too steep, too hard, too difficult? Is it going to, that's where these wounds reopen. Are you going to run into the same type of people, the same energy, the same judgment? And it's interesting to get rest and then have the beauty way with this person resting. And I do feel like at this time you're being asked to rest, to hang for a minute, to take a break, to really assess where you're headed and who you are as you're headed in that direction. You've done a lot of work. This is like a 9 of Wands card where you put in a lot of work and you start to wonder, is the work worth the effort? And that's where your heart reopens the wounds. I really feel like this may be career based for many of you, where you feel like you worked really hard and you were judged harshly and not seen for your gifts and your talent. And you work so hard, you forget to rest. You forget to have compassion for yourself, forget to regenerate your energy. And oftentimes you start to feel like maybe the same thing's going to happen again, and you start to reconsider all of the work you put in. So what does your heart need now? Mindset. When I said heart, it needs healing. For you guys, your mindset shifting is very important. Create reality. It's interesting. You have Creatrix Awakened, Conscious Creation, and Create Reality. I feel like this group here is very creative, but I'm also really getting your Master Manifestors. This is the element of air, which is a mental element. Lets me know you have great communicating skills. So learn to speak and express yourself from your heart center and creatively, and things are going to shift for you. You have create reality, work with subconscious, and befriend your mind. So you have to, this is bringing me back to here, stilling your mind, meditating and visualizing the reality you want, and Create it in your subconscious and you'll see it manifest in your reality. And that's what your heart needs at this time, is for your mindset to start to join it in the reality it's creating within, so that it can manifest on your outer. But you have to realize you're a master manifester first. And I forgot I read a card for each of these pals from this deck. So I'm going to read you the card from Creatrix Awakened. I'll kind of skip that. Sorry about that. Let me just find the page for Creatrix Awakened. And hopefully my stomach behaves. Let me take a sip of this. If I sip on my chai milk, I could make it. Don't put in the comments, eat. I'm going to eat after this. You know, my stomach was growling as I was drinking it. I can't. When my spirit is like, I got to do something, they stay on me. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I found it. So, Creatrix Awaken activates you to see everything through the lens of deliberate creativity. Now, this is who you've evolved into. You've evolved into someone who intentionally is bringing more self-awareness to everything you do, and reminding yourself that your life is a collection of an infinite number of small creative acts fueled either by love or fear. And you now know to choose wisely, to know when to slow down to connect with your highest emotions. Create intentionally to cultivate more love, compassion, and gratitude in everything you do, and your consciousness will expand exponentially. You're ready to express your powerful inner creator, and now is the time to birth into existence all that is waiting to take on the physical form. Your dreams, your visions, your ideas, and your projects. You're ready to alchemize fears and create from a place of abundance and infinite possibility. And this card is inviting you to bring more joyful creation into your life, that you can use these moments of creativity in moments of struggle, to adopt creative thinking, simplicity, and playfulness to find ease, to find ways to use playful creativity to spark innovative solutions to your problems. Solutions will flow with greater ease from this awakened core. Embrace the therapeutic nature of creative arts and seek opportunities for expressing the voice of your soul. You are called to re-envision yourself by stepping outside of your comfort zone. And they're asking you to draw, paint, even if you think you don't have the skills, sing, even if it's off tone, write, even if you are not a writer, dance as if no one is watching. You have evolved into someone who is meant to express themselves creatively and is doing so. And if you're not, you should be. All right. So part of your wound healing. And lastly, what blessing is coming in for doing this self-work you're doing today? And you have Dazzle with the Queen. It's the Queen of Wands, and she's upright. So you're going to find your worth. You're going to shine. There's just no way the Queen of Wands is going to be able to dim her light. You have Vitality with the Sun card. Sorry, these cards don't tell you what they are, so I have to kind of count the numbers and realize what it is. You have Courage with the Knight of Swords. And you have Eight of Swords with Victim. So I do feel the blessing coming in for this pile is you reclaiming who you truly are. Your light, your ambitions, your passionate energy, your creative energy, stepping into that and finding happiness and joy and success. It looks like here you're going to win at something that may be competitive. I just see you standing out and being at the forefront, maybe getting awarded for something you worked very hard on. This pal feels like there's things you worked hard on that the blessing is you're going to get recognized for it. You're going to be a winner. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be honored for it. And you're going to leave everybody who doubted you and try to compete with you in the back. They're going to be in the background. You're no longer going to be plagued and feel stuck by somebody who likes to come at you aggressively with their thoughts and their opinions. I think for a long time you felt stuck in the opinions of others, in the worry of what others would say, their judgment, their whether they thought you were good enough, and whether they were going to laugh at you, whether they were going to accept you. And you're at a point now where you don't care about that acceptance. I feel like a blessing coming in for you now is you're going to have the courage to say the things you always want to say rather than feeling like a victim and feeling like you couldn't say anything or you had no power. Your words are going to hold a lot of weight, and the things you say are going to bring huge changes and take you out of ever feeling like anybody could victimize you again. And that's what I got for you guys. That is your session for today. If this session did help you in any way or resonate, please give this a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. We're always welcoming in new light workers into the family. And please comment, helps me connect to your energy. Share, it assists other light workers in finding us. So share it in your groups on Facebook. And lastly, read the description. It tells you about all the other ways we could vibe, other platforms you could find me on, how you could join a workshop, book a personal reading, as well as travel with me on Bonessa Journey to Guinea, West Africa into the new year, where I hope to meet and vibe with all of you in person. I'm sending you so much light and love on this journey, peace, blessings, and all the goodies that come from being a part of this family of light. Until next time, bye.